Mission Impossible Fallout, or Mission Impossible 6, MI6, is a 2018 American spy film written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who returns from the previous film Rogue Nation. Now, this film stars Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Rebecca Ferguson, Sean Harris, Angela Bassett, Michelle Monaghan, and Alec Baldwin. This is an interesting sixth entry in the franchise, as after the events of Rogue Nation, Ethan and his IMF team kind of seek to prevent nuclear war or a nuclear weapon technology from reaching the Apostles, kind of a bioterrorist group that is an offshoot or an offset of the Syndicate. So you have the Syndicate and then you have the Apostles. Like, the way Christopher McQuarrie wrote these films is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, this is kind of the aspect of the final film, and I want to say that 4, 5, and 6 are the trilogy of the Mission Impossible films. 1 through 3 had theirs, 4, 5, and 6 have this. The action is great, it's all over the top, and it's just the set pieces are insane. The movie is 147 minutes long, 2 hours and 27 minutes. It had a budget of $178 million, and it grossed $792 million at the box office. Now, the villain in this, we don't know who it is. We don't know what's happening. But once again, Alec Baldwin returns as a CIA director. But then later on, Angela Bassett kind of takes over the role as her kind of handler, or, is working with someone else. Now, the aspect of how this movie is really interesting. Now, the terrorist group is formed by former members of the Rogue Nation called the Syndicate. So the Syndicate happened, and then the people in the Syndicate branched off and started the Apostles. Great. Absolutely mind-blowing. And Ethan must take it upon himself, which he's never done in the Mission Impossible films, to fulfill his original mission, which kind of the CIA begins to question his loyalty by his certain motives. The aspect of how everything is done is great. The fight scenes are great. The set pieces are great. Christopher McQuarrie knows what he's doing in this. The movie was really, really long and felt really long. There is a great chase sequence where Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt is running on the rooftop, but it was delayed for a bit after 7 weeks after Tom Cruise injured his ankle. You can actually see where his ankle kind of dislocates or breaks where he's jumping. He doesn't fully make that jump. And seeing Christopher McQuarrie back is phenomenal. I mean, the only thing and the problem I have with it is that we find out in the end who the real person or the villain is, and who the assassin working is for Sloan, and how kind of Sean Harris returns as Solomon Lane, the mastermind who's the leader of the Syndicate, now later known as the Apostles, or how they're one and the same. It just works. And the ending where we see Michelle Monaghan's character of Julie, Ethan's ex-wife, come back, and the tension between that back and forth is great. The helicopter chase sequence at the end, the fight sequence, is probably the best I've seen. And the way Henry Cavill's character in this is the bad guy with that twist, he just adds that extra, like, holy shit, because he's got that mustache, and it just really works. Seeing Henry Cavill as a villain is really, really fun. And just the way his character dies, oh my goodness, absolutely crazy and mind-blowing. The ending fight scene with the helicopter on the edge of the cliff kind of reminded me of Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone and John Lithgow from 1993. If you've seen that movie, you know that action end sequence. It kind of reminds me of that, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see this movie. I mean, 25 plus years later, and we are getting, this is the 6th film in the franchise, and it's still going strong. The franchise kind of died down a little bit with part 3, but I keep saying it, Ghost Protocol brought it back to form, and a good thing it did, because as these movies progress, these movies get better. The story gets better. The action gets better. Not only that, we have Vanessa Kirby as the White Widow in this, and she plays Alana Mistopoulos, who is the daughter of Max from the first film. So the connection is there, and it's really great. It's really fun, and it just works, and it's just really, really good. The only problem was it was slow at times. It just didn't have that aspect of moving forward. But other than that, it's a great, great film, and it's a great entry in the franchise, especially knowing that it's the sixth movie. Like Mission Impossible Fallout, it's the fallout of the first two previous films, Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. What's going to happen here? And everything comes together in the end. Wow, and seeing Simon Pegg back as Benji, Ving Rhames, like, they are the kind of supporting characters in a cornerstone, along with Tom Cruise's Ethan Hunt. Now, especially even Rebecca Ferguson as well. For me, Mission Impossible Fallout gets 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about Mission Impossible Fallout. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the action sequences, the kind of men's bathroom sequence with the fight scene where Henry Cavill kind of pumps his arms, and then, the whole aspect where it became a meme worldwide once the film was released? Did you like how the story continued from the first and previous 4, 5, fourth and fifth films? And do you want to see this franchise end, or do you think that it'll keep going and going? And do you want to see more Mission Impossible films? Because there are going to be more films, and I'm curious to see where the story goes and how everything happens. Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked, and also let me know what rating you would give Mission Impossible Fallout. And be sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for new review videos on my channel. I will see you all in the next review video, and thank you for tuning into my review of the Mission Impossible franchise. And be sure you tune into my review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1.